So I'm going to use a little bit of Danish oil on this. I like to apply the oil while it's on the lathe. It's just faster to put in, and you can rub it in. It doesn't matter what tung oil it is. It could be walnut oil. We make our own beeswax mixture for salad bowls. I've done a few, but I find that the wax kind of rubs, it just doesn't finish the same. It looks nice, but it doesn't stand up the same. So I like the oil because it just penetrates. Everybody see where that went? So that's the bottom half. I'll pass that around. If we can go, there's a few chips there. We'll fix that. So you can shoot that around the room and I'll work on this side. Where'd the knockout bar go? There, still in the bag. That's how new this is. It's still in the bag.
Sorry,
You set it?
So I've got Nova chucks, one-way chucks, and I just bit the bullet at the Toronto show and got a Vic Mark chucks. They're all very good. The Vic Mark's so new that I can't really give it a fair appraisal to my strongholds and my Novas, Supernovas, because there's no dust in it yet. Okay, so I'm putting the top in here. Now we're doing the peppermill in this method. The top is always going to spin concentric to the body. I've seen a couple of demos and I'm always looking for a better way to do it, so I watch a lot of YouTube videos. And I just don't understand how you can do the two pieces off the chuck, put them back in the chuck, and have them spin concentric. I just cannot see it, how that works. This way, when I put the top in, I'm going to mount the body on, everything has to be concentric.
She's vibrating?
Yes, it's the floor is vibrating, the camera's going.
It's a picture here.
Let's put this up and see if it makes a difference.
Yes.
That's the plier. Yeah.
I like this light, it's like in the star here. So just face that on.
Over here.
Another carbide drill.
Yeah, the thing's sticking up there, so yeah, you need to pull that back.
I don't know why. I think the dies on the shelf, especially peppermills that I use, the die they use to punch out the drive mechanism started off at 7/8, and it's opened up to 900, 23 millimeters.
Very good.
So I had to go and find a 23 millimeter drill. Fortunately, I was able to do that. It makes life so much easier. So now I'm switching to a 5/16 drill. And the shaft will go through here. Oops. There's two tricky parts to this, making these. And this next one's the first hardest. So you have to make this tenon fit the peppermill snug. So when you put the two of the pieces together, you're going to turn the body that they need my body back. Al's got it. So what I'm doing is just, can you see this?
Yeah, we just put it down right down there. Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Right there is good.
So I'm just roughly measuring with my calipers the diameter. I could use ringers, but we don't need to be within. It's not going to help me. So now what I'm doing is touching one side only of the leg. And I'll bring the right side over. I got lucky. They line up, so I know the diameter is right. If I'd started way over here, it wouldn't match. By bringing this over here. Now I know I've got the right diameter. I can work down to that. And like everybody, we always shut the lathe off and remove our banjo and tool rest. I'm a professional. You just don't notice me do it. I did a demo one day for the Simcoe Bill. Do you think I could get this to work? I made it too small every time. So the top became smaller and smaller. Just a design opportunity. It's better to be too big. It always takes so long. Here we go.
Just a smidgen more.
Just a touch.
One more pass.
Yeah. It's like one last cut. I've heard that in the studio too. There's something to that effect. So now that you get to design it, I don't go by any drawings. I'm not the guy that can draw this out on a piece of graph paper and make it. So this design lends itself to me because I can just turn away and whatever happens, happens. Saying that, someone might start turning cup notes and he says, how can you make those? Every time I put it on the table, my mother-in-law comes along, all I can see in my mind is this phallic symbol sitting on my table. And I'll work on the design, but then I gave one to my sister-in-law. My sister lives in Savannah, and we went down. So this is nice. And then we go to my wife, goes, where do the batteries go? I'm an electric grader. So be careful on the design. Well, it's not bad. So time-wise, we may have to make another peppermill. So this is, what are we, 20 minutes in? And I'm ready to sand this pretty much. So if somebody knows of a better way to do this or a faster way, please speak up. I'm going to use my rusting gouge for the bulk of this. If I was Alan Lacer or Steve Jones from England, I could probably take a skew. So you didn't even see that way stuff, did you?
No.
And I could come in and not get a catch. I'm going to bring his oil on it to arrest it sticking up. I'm not so good left-handed, so I can't do that. But if you can perfect the skew or you're good with the skew, you'll get a beautiful cut on there. Let's go over this. Maybe a little bit more of a curve into this. There we go. I'm going to partially shape the top. I'm going to use a jam shot to finish the top, which is probably the hardest of this whole deal. What I found doing these peppermills over the years is the freedom to do whatever design you want. You want to put 100 beads on this, you can. We've got an artist that we collaborate with, and John finds my maple and cherry ones boring, so I give them to him to decorate. And if I brought them, you could have seen the work he does on them. Just a little bit. For those that are new, to try and see the design, or the shape that you've turned, look up on the top here, this is the horizon of the piece, and you'll be able to see if there's any lumps or bumps or straight edges that you don't like. That looks pretty good. How's that look from there? I'll just do a little bit of sanding out here. We don't want to create a lot. So I'm just going to give it a quick lick with the 120 paper. Turn the speed down a little bit. You can see the dust we're creating already.
We don't have dust downstairs.
No, dust free.
Yeah.
Probably no swearing either. Put a little groove on the seam. So the other thing I like about these lathes, they say they're supposed to go down to 325 on this belt, but they actually stop. My old General 260 still stops it when I go to 0%, but the one-ways don't. And I had the 1836 and I had this lathe. They both stop when you go to 0, which is brilliant. I really enjoy that.
What's the lowest speed?
What's that?
RPM wise, how low will it go?
0.
I mean,
Walked into that one.
That's pretty slow.
10 RPM or 100 or?
Now let's have a look. 300. It goes from 0 to 300. And then on the low speed, it goes down to 50.
Ah, okay.
Now I think if you tried to put any torque on that, if I tried drilling it on the medium belt at 300, it might stall it out.
Yeah, yeah.
And you'd have to reset it. So that's why I switched down to the low setting.
Yep.
Let's get that going again. I did quite a bit of teaching, and really bad for not wearing my shield or putting it on, and people are, did you say you got it? So I got to get this way as a door prize. Do you want me to finish it with oil, or do you want to, we don't know who's going to win it, but I'll tell you general consensus, leave it and then you can finish sanding it when you get home. What do you think?
Put the oil on.
Put the oil on.
You think you're going to win, do you?
Yeah. A little rubbing alcohol will take the oil off enough that you can sand it more. So I leave it on. And all of this in a little plastic dispenser, and I'll get a drip going along, and I'll just rub the cloth underneath them. And when I say cloth, I mean paper towels. We don't have any rags in our shop. And the reason for that, because they'll catch and you'll go with it.
What do you do with the paper towel then?
Pardon me?
How do you dispose of the paper towel then?
Well, we don't have a fireproof can, if that's what you're asking. We dry them out on the lathe, and then we throw them out in the, with our used cans and that, and we take them to the transfer station.
Yeah, unfold it and let it dry.
What's that?
Unfold it and let it dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good.
That's not bad. So you'll be able to see some scratch marks in here. Let me take. Even though it's the demo, it bothers me that those marks are there. just going to take a little bit of this 240 and see if I can get rid of some of that. We've got time. We have time. Let's go back. So we have the oil on here. Cut down that dust. Fill in the more oil on. What's that?
Fill in the holes as well.
Fill in the holes. You can see those from there?
I see a little line from here.
That's green.
That's ripples in the
No,
lid.
no, in for it. You see the line there?
That was a special look, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's my signature.
I recognize that look.
That's good. So now that's a fairly snug fit. What we want to do is just take a little bit more so that it's no longer snug. That's good. I want to make sure there's a bit of play in there because in our summers we get more humidity. And the wood will swell a little bit. It'll become tight.
Noise complaint.
And I've had a couple returned because that happened, so you know.
Is that a design feature that it'll ramp up to speed over time?
With that machine, as it is a brand new machine, I haven't even seen it operate before,
Okay.
so I'd have to find that out for you.
No, it's interesting because you touch the button and the expectation is it's going to start turning. It's sort of a pregnant pause and then gets up. which
I
is
find that
fine.
Novas do that as well. You know the way the soft start?
Yeah.
So just put a little bit of oil on here. Try to oil up. Okay. Allen key. Nice thing with these Nova chucks, and it turns out the Vic Mark, if you lose the handle they come with, you just use an Allen wrench. These dents are part of the project. The antiquing of it. Okay. Now we're going to make a jam chuck. Sometimes you get lucky and an old piece that you've already used in the past will fit.
Which was on the bed.
Which it might.
Tool list was on.
Work over there.
Use Kate's pen. It looks like that Allen key is reversed back.
What's that?
It looked, I might be mistaken, it looked like the Allen key for that chuck is reversed back.
Nova chucks are
Nova goes the other way.
So they're
Yeah.
the other way. All Nova chucks are the other way because they're made and manufactured in Australia. So the earth turns differently down there. So, but they are open and close is opposite to what we're used to in a one way or other North American products.